Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining our webinar today on all the great new features we released in ScheduleOnce 8.7. My name is Aviva, and I'm a product marketing manager here at ScheduleOnce. And I'm really excited to have all of you here with us today. We have a lot of really great enhancements, improvements to ScheduleOnce that came out over this release. And so we have a lot to get through today. And if you have any questions during my presentation, please just type them to me in the question box. And at the end of the presentation, I will answer all of your questions in a 15-minute Q&A. So with that, let's jump into today's topic, to all the great new things we released. So what's new in ScheduleOnce 8.7? Basically, this release is all about helping multi-user accounts better manage their bookings within and across teams. So for accounts with a team of users who accept bookings, or with many teams who accept bookings of different types or different event types, there's a lot of different things that we released today that will really help with the managing the bookings and distributing the bookings across teams. And so we're really excited about all of this new groundbreaking functionality that we've released. So I want to talk about all of the new features that we have, and I'll tell you how they'll be really useful for you if you have an account with a lot of different teams and team members. So the first thing that we released is our activity stream. This feature was previously released in beta in 8.6, and now we've released it to all of our users. Basically, the activity stream is your homepage for managing all of the booking activity in your account. Here you'll be able to see all activities and manage them from one place, and I'll talk about that today. We also have released booking reassignment to all of our users. This also was in beta in 8.6, so if you were in the beta program, you probably already tested it out, but now it's available to everybody. And with booking reassignment, this means that you can easily transfer a booking from one team member to another. So let's say one of your team members is sick one day, and you don't want to have to cancel all of their bookings, so you can easily just transfer them to another team member who will be able to conduct them. So the third thing we did is we changed the way master pages are created. So previously when you created a master page, you had a master page type with or without event types, but now instead of choosing with or without event types, the type of master page is the scenario. It is basically, that means that the type of master page that you have is dependent on the customer scheduling flow. Your master page type determines the process that your customer will go through when they're scheduling on your master page. And I'll talk about how to create that today. In addition to those features, we've released 3 new features in beta that we're really excited about. The first one is called Resource Pools. This feature is really exciting because it allows you to have teams where you can distribute bookings dynamically within your team. So basically what a resource pool is, it's a group of team members who all have a similar characteristic, maybe you can group them together by skill, location, or department. And then you can choose different assignment methods to dynamically distribute bookings within that group. And I'll talk about that more also. Another beta feature that we released is our dynamic assignment rules. So this dynamic assignment rules is related to your master page scenarios. One of our scenarios allows you to create your own rules of how you want to distribute bookings to booking pages in your master page. So previously we had static rules where you could assign bookings based on the existing associations between booking pages and event types. And today we've created new dynamic assignment rules that are more flexible. And I'll talk more about what that means and explain that more as we move on. And the next beta feature, which is also a really exciting one, is panel meetings. So this means you can allow your customers to schedule a booking with multiple team members simultaneously. So maybe you have like a sales meeting where you need like a customer success manager and an account manager, maybe a sales engineer as well, and you want your customer to be able to meet with all of those people at once. We made a really easy way to allow your customers to schedule those types of meetings. And I'll show you how to do that as well. It's really exciting. And so with that, let's move into the features. Let's start with the activity stream. So one of the first new things that I want to talk about today is the activity stream. You may or may not already notice it in your account. We're rolling this feature out gradually over the next 2 weeks. So soon you will see it in your account and you'll be able to start using it. This replaces our previous homepage and makes it easier for you to manage bookings in your account. So this new stream is high performance and designed for improved usability with all the new filtering and searching functionality. We have a full text search ability, so you can search for anything such as an email, a name, anything with the text from your booking. And you can also use our filters. We have filters already in the account for you, such as your daily and upcoming meetings. We also have a filter for booking requests, making it easy for you to respond to booking requests if you're using booking with approval. You can also perform any actions such as issuing refunds, requests to reschedule, anything like that as well, right from your activity stream very simply. And also you can of course create and save your own filter. So if you have a specific view that you're interested in seeing, you can create a filter for that and save it. So that way you'll always have that there for easy access. You can also view any related activities when you're looking at a specific activity in the activity stream. For example, let's say a booking was rescheduled with a different booking page and you want to see the rescheduled activity, you'll see it also in the related activities, or if a booking is for an event that has payment from payment integration, you'll be able to see payment activity as well. And if there's a refund, you'll be able to see that as well. So let's go into my account and let me show you the activity stream. And we land here on my activity stream. So you'll see here a list of all of the activities in my account that I have access to. So I have access to all the bookings that I am the booking owner for, or bookings that were reassigned to me, or bookings made on booking pages that I am an editor of as well. So you'll see all of that here in your list view. And if you open up the left sidebar, you see a few filters here. You can see today's meetings. Click on this, and you'll see all the meetings that you have today. You can click on upcoming meetings also. Let's just take a look at that one. And here you see all of my upcoming activities. You see like ones that are scheduled or rescheduled. You can see that as well. And then of course, like I said, you have here for booking requests, so that if you're using booking with approval, you can easily respond to your booking requests here. So that's a great thing. So I wanted to show you, if we just look at our mainstream, I wanted to show you some of the advanced functionality for searching and filtering through your bookings. So if you want to do any searches or filtering, you click here on this button. You have show the search. Here you can see that there is a search or filter. So let's say you want to filter here. You can filter by anything you like. Here, let's do by activity type. Let's look at only bookings. We can click on that. And now we see in the list only the bookings that I have. So let's say I want to save this filter that I made here. All I have to do is click Save As. And let's call this my booking filter. And when I click Save New Filter, I'll now see this saved here in my filter. So anytime I want to see that view, I can simply just click on this and I'll see the view of my bookings. Another great thing is a free text search. It's also really exciting. Here you can just search for anything you want. So maybe I'm looking for a specific customer that I want to see the bookings with that customer. So let's say I want to see any booking with somebody named Jennifer. I'll just put in Jen and click enter. And you can see here that I have two bookings. One was completed with the Jennifer and one with the Jen. So you can easily just search and filter like that. And you can, of course, also save any of these searches as well as one of your filters. So I'm just going to clear these filters now. So now I just want to talk about managing the bookings that you see within your stream. So when you click on a booking, a specific activity here, you'll see in the right-hand side the details pane. And here you'll see all of the details of the booking. And you'll also be able to easily look at if you want the customer cancel reschedule policy. And you see the action menu here, where you'll be able to perform actions related to this specific booking. So for example, you can cancel or request reschedule from right here. You can reassign the booking, which we're going to talk about that in a little bit. You can view the calendar event. And then the thing I do want to talk about is the view related activities. So if you click on this, you'll see all of the activities that are related to the specific activity that we are looking at. So for example, this one is payment. So you can see here, we have the payment activity as well. You see the transaction status, the booking page, all the information. And from here, you can easily process a refund or download the invoice. So that's really easy, a really great way to manage your payment activities as well from your ScheduleOnce account. So we're really excited about the new activity stream. I think it'll make your life so much easier when you're managing all of the activities that you have in your account. You can do it all here right from one place, and it's really great. So with that, let's move on to the next new feature in 8.7. So the next new feature in 8.7 is booking reassignment. This allows you to easily transfer a booking from one team member to another. So like I said, maybe one of your team members is sick one day and you want to reassign their bookings to another team member, or maybe somebody schedules with one team member, but you think a different team member of yours might be better able to serve that customer and conduct that meeting. You can easily reassign the booking from one team member to another. It makes it really easy to reshuffle the bookings, and only the relevant team members are notified. And most importantly, the customer experience remains completely intact. That means that this whole reassignment is invisible to your customers. They are not notified of the reassignment. They continue receiving all the notifications as planned. So it's really important that you keep their experience completely normal. You don't want to confuse them with anything. So for them, everything remains seamless. If there are any details that need to be updated, it's updated in the calendar event without them knowing. They'll just see the updated information and they'll continue to receive the notifications as normal, like I said. One thing to note that booking reassignment can be used if you're using Google Calendar or if you're not connected to a calendar. The reason that this is only available with Google Calendar is because the other calendars that we integrate with, such as Outlook, Exchange, Office 365, and iCloud, don't support this functionality. So if any of those calendars do start supporting this functionality, we'll of course extend this feature to the users that are connected with those calendars as well. So what I want to do now is I want to show you how to reassign a booking, and we do that also from the activity stream. So let's go back into my activity stream. So we're back in the activity stream, and let's click on this meeting here, and let's just say I want to reassign it to a different team member. So right now the booking owner is Mandy Jones, and it's on Mandy Jones's booking page, and what I can do is I can reassign it to somebody else. So let's click on reassign booking. And here I can decide who I want to reassign the booking to. So if I want to reassign it to a specific booking page, I can look for a booking page via their owner. So let's say I want it to be reassigned to a booking page owned by John Smith. And I can see here that there's a booking page here that I can reassign it to, and it's available. So I can assign it to this one if I'd like. Or if I want, I can look at all my booking pages with available times. And also we see here that John Smith, this is the only one that's available to reassign the booking to. So what I can just do is I have this one selected and I'll click next. And here you can choose a reassignment reason if you want to let the user know why the booking was reassigned. So let's just say because someone was sick and that's why it was reassigned to this person, just so that they know. And then you can just click next. And it gives you just the details here, the previous owner, who's the new booking owner. So we have the booking page. It was previously on Mandy Jones' page. Now it's going to be on the John Smith booking page. We have the booking owner, who is Mandy Jones. Mandy Jones is the owner of the booking page that the booking was originally made on. So Mandy Jones, she owns the booking page Mandy Jones. And then you have the reassigned booking owner. And the reassigned booking owner, this is the owner of the booking page that the booking was reassigned to. And you can see here the booking page time. So just in case you have your users in different time zones and you may have a different booking page time, it'll be the exact same time, just they'll give it to you in the updated time zone. But of course, the booking remains at the exact same time that it was before. And we'll just click reassign booking. And you see here that the booking was reassigned, the users have been notified, and the activity has been updated. We'll see it in the stream as reassigned now. And like I mentioned, that the experience is completely intact for your customers. There's no indication to your customers that the booking was reassigned. Also, I just want to note here that there are a few things that you should note when you're reassigning a booking. One thing to note is that if you are conducting your meetings via web conferencing, the users both need to be connected to the same web conferencing system. So if you're using Zoom to conduct your meetings, then the new booking owner, the reassigned booking owner, also needs to be connected to Zoom for it in order to work. And also, it's also important that you are both connected to the same CRM. So that way that the CRM activity, the CRM meeting will also be updated with the new booking owner as well. So that's another important thing to note. And that is how you reassign a booking. So let's click close, and we'll see in the activity stream here, you have the meeting here. We see that it was scheduled, and you also see that it was reassigned by user. So that's another thing to note, that you will have it here in your stream, so that way you'll be able to manage this as well. So now I just want to show you what the email will look like to the user who is the reassigned booking owner. This is the person who receives the booking. So let's head into my email, and you can see I have my email here open, and you can see the booking is reassigned. The meeting with the customer name, Seth McGraw, has been reassigned to John Smith, and in this case, this is me. So you can see that the meeting was reassigned to me. You have the information here. You have the booking reassignment reason that the other user was sick. And you have all of the booking details here as well. So that way the user has all of the information that they need. And I can also show you the notification that the original booking owner received. So let's jump back into my email. And you can see here this notification was sent to the original meeting owner, and it says here that your meeting was reassigned. It tells you here that the booking was reassigned for this reason, and it has it crossed out here as though it was canceled. And of course, your calendar was updated that the booking was reassigned. So those are the notifications that you will receive. And one other thing I want to point out about booking reassignment before we move on to the next feature is that booking reassignment works when you're conducting your meetings virtually. So let's say, for example, that your meetings are conducted over Zoom. As long as both the original booking owner and the reassigned booking owner are both connected to Zoom, there's a seamless reassignment. We will automatically update the Zoom meeting, automatically update the link in the calendar event, and we automatically update it in Zoom. So it is full support for when you're conducting meetings virtually. And of course, it's also supportive with your CRM. So that way, if both your users are connected to the same CRM, we can automatically update the activity in your connected CRM. So with that, let's move on to the next feature. So the third thing I want to talk about today is master page scenarios. So now when you create a master page, you will choose the scenario when you're setting up the page instead of choosing a master page type. So like I said previously, we had a master page types with event types or without event types. And now you choose a scenario which determines the scheduling flow when a customer is booking an appointment with you on their page. And we did this to allow for more flexible setup. It also is really important, helps with usability and scalability for large accounts with a lot of booking pages with large teams. So now when you're creating a page, you'll select the relevant scenario, and there are 4 scenarios, and I'll show them to you in a minute. We have one scenario that is sort of new, our rule-based assignment scenario, which allows you to create your own rules for distributing bookings to booking pages within your master page. And I'll explain exactly what that means in just a few minutes. And also for any of you that have master pages in your account already, don't worry, everything was migrated to the relevant scenario and you don't have to do anything to your current pages. So with that, let's go into my ScheduleOnce account and I will show you how this new setup works. So we're here in my ScheduleOnce account and we're here in setup, as you can see. And I want to show you exactly how you create a master page with the scenarios that I just spoke about. So what you're going to do, you're going to go to the master page pane and you click on the plus icon, exactly the same way you would create a master page previously. And let's just name our master page. Here we'll just call it my webinar page because we're in the webinar right now. And so then what we see here that you have the scenarios. So you can see here that we have 4 scenarios. Previously in your account, it had master page type, which was with or without event types, but now it's scenario. And this is more clear about which is the flow of the page. So let's go through what are the different scenarios. So the first one that I mentioned, which is sort of new, is the rule-based scenario. And I just want to show you here that you can see what the rule-based scenario is a little bit better. With the rule-based assignment, what you can do is you can create rules that determine how bookings are distributed. So basically, you can have event types on your master page, and your customers, they'll select an event type, and they'll select a time, and the booking will be automatically assigned to one of your team members according to the rules that you define. And I'll talk about the rules and how you define them in a little bit. The next scenario is event types first. So with this scenario, your customers will first choose an event type, and then they will select a booking page that offers that event type, and then they'll select a time, and the booking is given to the booking page that the customer selected. So that's how it works with this option. The third option is booking pages first. And with this option, the customers will first select the booking page that they want, and then they will select the event type. This is an event type that is offered through the booking page that they selected. and then they will select a time. So again here, the booking page that receives the booking is the one that is selected by the customer. And then with our fourth scenario, booking pages only, in this scenario, what happens is the customer will first select a booking page and then they select the time. And in this scenario, there are no event types. So this scenario is great if you do not use event types and if there are no shared settings between your booking pages. So that's how this scenario will work. So just so I can explain better the rule-based assignment, I'm going to select this scenario and let's create our page. So over here on the master page overview section, you'll recognize this section. And you'll see here we have a new section here called assignment. So let's click on that. And you'll see here, since we chose the rule-based assignments scenario, here we can create different types of rules. So you can see here that we have dynamic and static rules. So these are two different kinds of rules that you can create for how bookings should be distributed to the booking pages in your page. Let's first just talk about static rules. With static rules, assignment is based on the existing associations between your booking pages and event types. So what exactly does that mean? Just to explain it a little bit better, I'm going to go back to my setup. So as you may know, maybe you're used to it already, your booking pages can have event types associated with them. This is one of my booking pages, and you can see here that it has one event type associated. This one has 3 event types. This one also has 3 event types, and you can see that all of your booking pages are already associated with event types. So when you're using static rules, which event types are offered through your master page are based on the associations that you already have in your account between your booking pages and event types. So what does that mean? It means when you're adding booking pages to your master page, the event types that are included in your master page are the ones that are associated with the booking pages that you've included in your master page. So let's go back into my master page and back in the assignment section. And let's just explain what that means. So let's say here that I'm adding booking pages. I'm going to add John Smith, Mandy Jones, and Sarah Smith to my master page. And you can see these event types are already associated with these booking pages. These are the event types that would be offered in my master page with the static rules. So with static rules, once you add your booking pages, and of course you get to choose a distribution method, whether it's pooled availability with priority, and if I remember my time, then all you have to do is you press save. Now alternatively, with dynamic rules, you can create rules based on which event types that you want to offer in your master page. So basically, with dynamic rules, it doesn't matter which event types are associated with the booking pages that you want to include in your master page. So I am going to show you exactly how to create these dynamic rules, but before I do that, I want to just explain one more thing, one of the other new features we have in 8.7, so that way I can show you the full functionality of dynamic rules. So before we show you how to create a dynamic rule, let me show you the next feature. The next new feature is resource pools. This is in beta. This is a beta feature, but we're really excited about it. And if you're interested in testing it out, please contact us. We'd be happy to add you to our beta program. What a resource pool is, it's a group of booking pages that you group together however you like. You can group them together based on skill, characteristic, anything like that, anything that you want, a territory. And then what you can do is you can select a specific distribution method for bookings in that pool, such as round robin. If you want every booking page in your resource pool to receive the exact same number of bookings, you use round robin. Or you have pooled availability if you want to provide maximum availability to customers booking on your pages. Or you can use pooled availability with priority, which that's sort of a hybrid version with pooled availability with the maximum availability, and then bookings are assigned to the available team member with the highest priority. Now, one of the really great things about resource pools is that you'll have full visibility into meeting distribution. We give you details about the statistics about your resource pool and about all of the team members that you have within your pool. So let's go in and I'm going to show you how to create a resource pool. So we're back here into my ScheduleOnce account. And you're going to go here into the left sidebar, and you see under Tools, you have a new icon here if you're in the beta program, and you'll click on Resource Pools. and you'll be able to create a pool here. Let's create a resource pool. Let's name our pool account executives. Maybe we have a group of account executives who conduct demos with our customers. And I'm going to use the round robin distribution method. So with round robin, like I said previously, each person in the resource pool, each team member, each booking page will receive the exact same number of bookings. So that's really an important thing. We also here have a reporting cycle. So as I mentioned, we have a lot of statistics that we give you regarding your resource pool, and you can choose whenever you want to restart those statistics. So let's say you want to keep it going ongoing forever, or you can restart them every calendar month or every quarter. And so this is really useful to choose one of these options if you want to make sure that these go along with your business stats. Maybe you're checking your account executives every quarter, how many deals they close, and you need to know how many bookings they conduct in that time frame. So this is a really great thing. So for this purpose, let's choose every calendar quarter, and we just put in our time zone, and let's click Save and Edit. And then here you land here on your resource pool overview section. And just so you know, obviously this is empty because we just created this pool right now, but you'll see all of this quarter's metrics, the total bookings, average bookings per booking page, who's the most booked booking page, what's the least booked booking page. You'll see all these statistics here. And if you go to the Resources tab, you'll be able to add booking pages to your resource pool. So let's just add a few right now. We can just add some that we would like in this pool. So let's say here we added 3. And I just want to note that these booking pages that I added, they may or may not be associated with the event type. So you remember before in setup, we talked about how booking pages have event types associated to them. So it doesn't matter when you add a booking page to a resource pool if it has event types associated with them. Only the booking page is added to the resource pool. The event types are not part of the resource pool. And I want to talk a little bit about the statistics that you'll see here. So first of all, you see who's participating in the pool. You see these are the people who are participating. You'll see here the bookings received. So this will tell you the number of bookings that each member of your resource pool was assigned through the resource pool. So that's maybe sounds a little confusing because, for example, maybe John Smith received a booking on his own personal page and not through the resource pool. That does not show up here. Here you only see bookings that are assigned via the resource pool, and I'll show you in a little bit how bookings are assigned via resource pools. So that can mean any booking that he received or any booking that was reassigned to him via the resource pool. And you also see here bookings removed. So this is another important stat just to make sure that everyone receives an equal distribution. Bookings removed includes any booking that was canceled or marked as no-show or reassigned to a different team member. So you'll be able to see that here as well. And another thing that I just want to point out that's really important with round robin assignment is their automatic correction. So with round robin, like I said, you want to make sure that you have an equal distribution of bookings between all the booking pages in your pool. And let's say, for example, Mandy has 3 customers who cancel, and then she won't have an equal distribution anymore. But if you have the automatic correction toggled on, then Mandy will be moved to the front of the line, and she will receive more bookings until she's caught up, until everybody has received equal bookings. So that's another really important thing that you can have just to make sure that you do maintain an equal distribution of bookings. So we'll just press save. And then now the next question is, and I'm sure you're asking, is how do we distribute bookings to this resource pool? How do we distribute bookings to the booking pages in the resource pool? And that's where the dynamic assignment rules that I talked about a minute ago, that's where those come in. So let's talk about those now. So dynamic assignment rules. So we talked about these briefly, how with dynamic rules, you can first decide which event type you want to offer in your master page, and then you can select a booking page or a resource pool who can provide that event type, which that's why I wanted to show you about the resource pools before we went into depth about the dynamic assignment rules. It's not just about having a booking page providing an event type, it could be a resource pool. And when you assign a resource pool to provide an event type, the members of your resource pool will be assigned to the event type in your master page based on the assignment method that you selected when you created your resource pool. So that's a really important thing to note. So like I said, this allows for really flexible setup that can be different per master page. And also this is a beta feature. So if you're interested in testing it out, please talk to us and we will be happy to add you to the beta program. So now I want to show you how to set up these dynamic assignment rules. So we'll go back into my account And I'm just going to go to our setup. And what I want to do, let's go into the master page that we just created. Remember, we created this one webinar page, so let's go into that. And we'll go into the assignment section, and we're going to use dynamic rules. So we're going to select here dynamic rules. And what we can do is we can add a rule. So like I said, with dynamic rules, you can create your own rules of how bookings will be distributed. So when we add a rule, what we do is first we select an event type. So let's say for this master page, we're gonna have a 15-minute meeting. And what I can do is I can select a resource pool to provide the 15-minute meeting. So let's say I want to have my account executives, they're going to provide this 15-minute meeting. It's a 15-minute demo with customers. So they'll be providing it. So what will happen when somebody's booking on my page, somebody from this resource pool will be assigned according to the distribution method that I selected in the pool. So if you remember, we used round robin assignment. So that means that bookings made on this page will be distributed among the account executives that I have. It'll be distributed round robin among all of the people in this pool. And of course, you can add as many rules as you want. Let's say if you want to add another rule, you have a 30-minute meeting. You can select if you have multiple resource pools, you can select a different resource pool to provide this. You can select specific booking pages if you'd like. So it doesn't have to be a resource pool, it could be a specific booking page. And of course, you can reorder these rules if you like. If you want to reorder the way that the order that the event types will show up on your page, you can just reorder them here very simply like this. Just drag and drop, and that'll determine the order that these event types appear on your master page. So one thing I just want to note quickly, that even though I have John Smith here providing this 30-minute meeting, John Smith's booking page may not necessarily be hard-coded associated with this event type, but with dynamic rules, he can provide this event type on my master page. So when you're done, all you want to do is press save, and your master page is set up with dynamic rules. So like I said, this feature is available in beta, and if you're interested, please let us know. So now I want to talk about our third beta feature that we're really excited about. And this feature is our panel meetings. So let's say you have a meeting that requires multiple people from your organization to be joining the meeting. Like for example, if you have a sales meeting that requires a customer success manager, an account executive, a sales engineer, or if you're conducting interviews and you need to have multiple hiring managers in the meeting at one time, any meeting that requires multiple people from your organization can be done with panel meetings. So when you have a panel meeting, you choose the panel members or resource pools that will be on the panel in your meeting. And when customers come to your master page, they'll only see times where there are panel combinations available. So that means that if it's specific panel members, when all those panel members are available, or if it's with resource pools, when the specific member of the resource pool who will be conducting the meeting is available at that time. And so when someone schedules a panel meeting, the calendar event and all notifications are also sent to the panel members as well, so they are kept in the loop and they know when the meeting is and have all the information required. So as I mentioned, this feature is also in beta, and we're still working on making it more robust. So there's still some limited user and customer actions, but we are working on it, and we're really excited about it to have you test it out now while it's in beta. So first, before I show you how to create panel meetings, I just want to show you an example of how it will look like to your customers. So this is an example here of a consulting team. Maybe you have a consulting firm that has multiple consultants who will be meeting with a specific customer. So here's a demo of a consulting firm when you have different experts that will be joining in the meeting. So if you're a customer coming to this page, what they'll do is they'll click on a date and a time and click continue. And you will see here that there were 3 different consultants that were assigned to the meeting. So when you schedule it, all 3 different consultants will receive the calendar event and the notifications. So that's a really great way for your customers to be able to schedule meetings really easily with multiple team members simultaneously. And now I want to show you how to set this up. So to do that, we're going to go back into my ScheduleOnce account, and you can see here we're still in my master page setup, and we're still here in the assignment section. And I just want to note, like, let's say, for example, that this 15-minute meeting, I want to make this a panel meeting now. So you can see here that we have a primary team member, which is our account executive. So whoever is assigned from this resource pool is the primary member, and the primary member determines which notifications are sent. They're also the person whose calendar creates the calendar event, and you can also add any additional team members as well. So additional team members can be members of a resource pool if you have multiple resource pools, or they can be specific people with booking pages. So if you want to just say that the meeting has to include an account executive and it has to include John Smith, you can do something like that if you'd like. Anything you want. You can choose any number of additional members. You can select multiple. You can select as many people as you want, as many booking pages and as many resource pools as you like here. And so like I said, when a customer comes to the page, they will only see available time slots when there are panel combinations available. So that's a really great way to allow your customers to schedule with multiple team members simultaneously. And of course, you just press save and your panel meetings are all set up. So again, this feature is in beta, so we're still adding more functionality to it, so it'll be more robust, and we'd love to get your feedback on that as well. And what I do want to mention is that I mentioned that there are 3 beta features that we talked about. So we talked about the resource pools, the dynamic assignment rules, and panel meetings. And if you are interested in these features, we are hosting a special webinar on these beta features. So just let us know if you're interested in joining, and we would be happy to have you in the webinar and also to test out any of these new features. And so with that, I want to answer the questions. I see that you've been asking me a ton of questions during this webinar. But before I go into the questions, I just want to note that if you need any help with anything, please check out our support center. We have a ton of articles about the new stuff that we introduced today, and of course about anything that you may need to do in your ScheduleOnce account. Or please contact us at support@scheduleonce.com, and we will answer you as soon as we can. So with that, let's jump into the questions.
Okay. So actually, before we jump into questions, I do have to mention a couple of things. One thing I want to mention is I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar that the new activity stream will show up into your account in the next 2 weeks. And so as you saw, booking reassignment is related to the activity stream. So that will also be available in your account when the new activity stream is there. So please look out for it. It'll be there sometime in the next 2 weeks. And we're really excited about it. So I think you'll really enjoy it when you see it. And another thing I also just want to note shortly is that we will be sending a recording of this webinar to everyone after the webinar, so you'll be able to reference it and share it with your colleagues if you have colleagues who are unable to make it, since I know this is a holiday week. So with that, let's go into the questions. Okay, the first question I received is, can I reassign a booking to any booking page, even if it's not associated with the original event type? So you can reassign a booking to a different booking page even if it's not associated with the same event type. But there are a few things to note when you're reassigning a booking. For example, like I mentioned about the reassignment with Zoom, so if the meeting is conducted over Zoom, then the booking page that you are reassigning the booking to, that user needs to be connected to Zoom. So there are a few things to note, but for the most part, it doesn't matter about the event type associations when you are reassigning a booking. Okay. The next question I received is, can you show us again how to save a filter? Sure, I would be happy to. So let's go back into my ScheduleOnce account. And we'll go back here into my activity stream. And in order to save a filter, we went to here, we had the search. You have here, you can search and create any filter. So let's say we want to make a filter for our unread activities. We would just click on it there, and we can click Save As. So whenever you have the correct filter here, the filter that you want to share, that's something that's important, so make sure that you don't miss anything. You just configure the filter here, and then you click Save As, and you can make your own name for the filter. We can call it Unread Activities, and you can click Save. And now that it will be here under your My Filter section on the side, and then anytime you want to access it quickly, it's really simple. All you have to do is click on the filter here on the sidebar. So that's how you do that. The next question that I received is, can you explain what you mean by automatic assignment? How is that done? Yep. So automatic assignment, basically what it means is that ScheduleOnce does the assignment for you. That means as a user, you don't have to do anything. Your customers don't have to do anything. And with a booking is automatically assigned to a relevant booking page. So the question is, how do you want to automatically assign the booking to a booking page? And that's why we've been talking about all these different distribution methods, such as round robin, if you want to make sure that all of the booking pages are assigned an equal number of bookings, or pooled availability, which is great if you want to make sure that you're providing a larger amount of time slots available, or we have pooled availability with priority if you want to have also, that's also with the, having a large amount of time slots available, but this way the assignment is done based on the most highest priority team member. So if you have team members who are more senior and you want them to receive more bookings, that's a great method for you. And so those are our automatic assignment methods. So those are the different ways you can use automatic assignment. Okay. The next question I received is, in the activity stream, do you see all activities in your account? So in your activity stream, you will see activities that you are the booking owner or an editor of the page of. So you will see all the ones that are relevant to you. We want to make sure that you have only the things that are the most relevant for you in your account, and not things that may not be as important to you. Okay. The next question I received is, with dynamic roles, can I create a panel where each panelist has a different assignment method? Yes, of course you can. So like I mentioned earlier, let's say, for example, you have a sales meeting, and your sales meeting needs an account executive and a customer success manager and a sales engineer. So let's say with your account executives, you want to make sure that everybody is receiving an equal number of bookings. And with your CS department, with your customer success, the most important thing is providing a lot of available time slots. And with your sales managers, you also want to, or your sales engineers, excuse me, you want to have the most number of time slots, but you want the most senior sales engineer to show up at the meeting. So you would have 3 different resource pools for one for your account executives, one for your customer success managers, and one for your sales engineers. And each one would have their own distribution method based on whatever is the most appropriate for that team, that group. And then when you create a panel, you'll have all 3 of those resource pools in your panel, and each one will receive a booking based on the specific assignment method within their respective pool. So yes, each one of your pools can have its own assignment method, and yeah, when you have panels, they can all have different assignment methods. Okay. The next question that I received is, if I'm using pooled availability on my master page, which scenario will my master page be? So this will be a rule-based assignment scenario, because you'll be using static rules. So you'll have that, and you don't have to worry. You don't have to do anything in order to continue using your master page as is. Okay. The next question I received is, can you explain what find member by time is? Sure, that is a great question. Actually, for that, I'd like to show you a demo of what does that look like. So I'm going to go here to, this is a demo that we have, a find member by time demo. So basically with find member by time, it's a great method if the most important thing for your customers is to choose a time, but they also are interested in who they're meeting with. So with find member by time, they first would see the calendar, and they can click on a date and click on a time and click continue, and then they'll see the people that are available at the time. They'll see the booking pages that are available at the time that they selected, and they'll be able to select the booking page that they want to meet with. So this is a really great way, a really great thing to use scheduling if you're using coordinators to do the scheduling. And so the most important thing is the time, and then it's also important to choose the booking page, but the time is the most important thing. Okay, so that's great. The next question I have is, can I use the same booking page in different resource pools? Yes, you can. That booking page will receive bookings in different from different resource pools, depending on whichever is the distribution method within that pool. Okay. The next question I received is, how does round robin work? So like I said with round robin, the most important thing is that each one of your team members receives the exact same number of bookings. So with round robin, what happens is you have a queue of your booking pages, and what happens is when a customer comes to your master page that has a resource pool with round robin, they will only see the availability of the specific booking page that is in line to take that meeting. So in my resource pool, if you remember, we had 3 people. We had John and Mandy. And so let's say it's John's turn to receive a meeting. When someone goes to the master page that I've attached my resource pool to, they will only see John's availability. And then the second customer who went to the master page, they will only see Mandy's availability, and so on. So that way, it's a great way to ensure that all of your account managers or all of the people in your pool receive the exact same number of bookings. Okay, the next question I received is, can anyone in the account see the resource pool stat? So with this question, it's a great question. So resource pools are available for admins to configure. So all the admins in your account will be able to configure the resource pool, and they'll be able to view the stats as well. So if you have a lot of members and admins in your account, the members won't see the resource pools, only the admins in your accounts will. So that's great. And then just the last question that I think we have time for is, if we decide we want to do the beta, should we contact ScheduleOnce through support email? Yes, you can contact us through the support if you're interested, and we will make sure to let you know about the upcoming webinar about the beta program. And then if you join the webinar and you decide that you want to test out the features, we will enable it in your account after that. So yes, if you are interested in testing out any of the beta features that we talked about today, and like I said, they're really exciting, the resource pools, the dynamic assignment rules, and the panel meetings, then please just contact us and we will keep you posted about the beta program. Okay. All right, so thank you everybody for joining us today, and I hope you have a great week.